guys, today I'm filming my Beauty Empties Hits and Misses number 22. If you guys have never seen one of my Empties videos before, I'll have my playlist linked down below. I like to film my empties every 3 months to make sure I have a decent amount of products to share with you. I also like to organize all of my empties into categories, which I will have listed down below with the times that they start. I will also list and link all the products individually. So I have been thinking about quitting doing empties videos, even though these do get a good amount of views. And the reason for that is because you guys know I don't go super in-depth reviewing the makeup products in these videos because of my makeup use up yearly project pan, where I really go in depth about all of my makeup empties. And I'm also doing a rolling project pan with all of my skincare products, and I only have those deluxe size skincare products to share with you today. I don't have anything else that I've also used up, so it just seems really repetitive. So what I want to know in the polls up above is, should I continue doing empties, or should I just mention any extra hair or skincare empties in my rolling sample pan, because those are the type of things I'm using in that project. So let me know what you think in the poll up above. I just don't want to be so repetitive. It doesn't really feel that necessary, especially because I'm not finishing up a ton of additional hair, skin, or body products. So I'm going to start with the random and body products. I was able to finish up a perfume. This is Marc Jacobs Pear. It was in my yearly makeup use up project, and the reason I started panning this perfume is that I didn't love it as much as I used to, but also when smelling it, I noticed that this started to smell like it was going stale. This is an eau de toilette, but I've only had it for probably 4 years max, and I feel like perfume should last a lot longer than that. So I'm wondering if it's because in eau de toilette that it started to go bad quicker, so I went ahead and finished this up. It wasn't very difficult because this is not a super long lasting fragrance and it isn't too strong, so I was able to spray it quite liberally. I'm really happy that I finished it up, but it is not something I would repurchase. Even though I enjoyed the scent, it isn't my most favorite, and I did not like the lasting power. The next thing I finished is a sunscreen. This is the Equate Sunscreen Sport with SPF 50, water resistant. I took this with us on our cruise. We finished a whole bottle and half of another. I'm very pale, so I have to use a ton of sunscreen, and Justin is black, if you don't know, and he never uses sunscreen. I made him use it on this trip because you can still get burned. It is still not good for your skin, and since he doesn't use sunscreen, he doesn't really know how to use it. So he was spraying like an inch away from my body, and I was like, back up a little bit. So, you know, had to rub it in quite a bit, but this worked really well. It wasn't sticky or too dry, and I would definitely buy this again. It's just the Walmart brand, and it was much more affordable than the name brand. And the next body product would be the Equate Beauty Nail Polish Remover 100% Acetone. This is the Walmart brand again. These are 97 cents. I absolutely love this. I know acetone is not the best for your nails and that it can be harsh, but it removes all of my nail polish so easily, so I will definitely purchase that again. My next item is the Clear Eyes Cooling Comfort Redness Relieve Eye Drops. My mom had purchased me a different one of these at Christmas time. I'm using now. It is not near as good. This one just soothes my eyes and brightens them so quickly. It does sting a little bit, but in a good way, not in a bad way. So once I finish the one I'm using now, I will repurchase it. And then I have a random bathroom product I wanted to mention, and this is a room spray. This is from the brand Just My Scent, and they have a website, justmyscent.com, and the woman who owns this company is friends with my aunt, and she had these as little favors at my bridal shower a while ago. I fell in love with them, and she has purchased and gifted us a couple of these, which is awesome. But definitely check out the website, justmyscent.com. She also has a Facebook page, and my favorite fragrance out of all of them is Sand and Sun, but she has a lot of other scents. This is a 2-ounce bottle. It lasts such a long time, and Justin is not that good about using bathroom spray, but I am. This works so well. You just need a small amount and it really freshens the room. It isn't just like covering up scent, and she does make these herself. They're much better ingredients, and I've just been so impressed with this. I just opened like a jumbo bottle I had gotten for Christmas. I absolutely love this, so I would definitely recommend it. I know it's random, but I love it so much I had to share it with you guys. Then I finished up both of the things I use to wash my brushes. The first is the Dr. Bronners All-One Hemp Peppermint Pure Cast Iron Bar Soap. I use this just to wash my sponges, and I get the peppermint scent, and then I put it in a little plastic soap container I had gotten from Target. The other thing is the Johnson's Baby Shampoo. I use this to wash my makeup brushes, and this works really well. It's very gentle and gets out all of the gunk, and I did already repurchase both of these. So those are all of the random and body products. So now moving on to hair products. I actually have quite a few, and even though I use the same hair products every day, I am an underuser instead of an overuser of products, so they tend to last me quite a while. So here I have some travel sizes of the Peter Thomas Roth Mega Rich shampoo and conditioner. I had gotten these from a hotel. I did not finish the shampoo, but I did finish the conditioner. I absolutely hated this. The shampoo made my hair so greasy. I washed my hair at night, woke up the next morning. You would think I hadn't washed my hair in 2 weeks. It was so greasy. It looked disgusting. It felt disgusting, but it was freshly washed. And it is absolutely the shampoo, not the conditioner, that did that. The conditioner moisturized my hair well, but it isn't amazing enough where I would buy a high-end hair care line. So no, I did not like these, and I would not recommend them. I hated them so much I could not even finish it. The next thing I finished is the Garnier Nutrisse Nourishing Conditioner. This comes with the Garnier Nutrisse Nourishing Color Cream Hair Dye Kits. I love that they put their conditioner in this little bottle instead of a big foil packet. This is so much easier to travel with. I love the scent of this. It smells like your hair straight out the salon. It does an amazing job of conditioning my hair, making it super soft and smooth, and I wish I could buy this in a full-size bottle because I absolutely would. And then I finished 3 of the 4 products in the L'Oreal Elvive Extraordinary Clay line. So this line is made for people that have oily roots with dry ends, which is me. So I was really excited to try these products out, and they're okay. The shampoo and the conditioner actually have a couple more uses left in them, but I am moving at the end of the month. I know these will be finished up by then, and I don't want to take them with me, so I'm reviewing them for you now, but I do want to be honest, there's a couple more applications in both of these, so I'm not throwing them away yet. And this shampoo does a nice job of cleaning my hair without making it too oily, and the conditioner does a nice job of moisturizing my ends. I think that these work fine, but they aren't amazing. They didn't change my hair like I was expecting them to, so I will not repurchase those. And instead, I'm going to go back to my favorite products, which work the best for me. The Suave Moroccan Infusion Shampoo and the L'Oreal Ever Pure Conditioner in the Rosemary Mint scent. I think it's supposed to be smoothing, if I'm remembering that correctly. They just balance out my hair so well. That L'Oreal conditioner feels like a deep conditioner. It makes my hair so smooth and soft, and it doesn't really have a ton of tangles, and the shampoo is so good for not making my hair too oily, but it does feel very clean. So I will definitely repurchase those products. And then I had the L'Oreal Extraordinary Clay Dry Shampoo. No, this was not awesome. It did not soak up all the oil in my hair. It did soak up some, but my hair did not feel super fresh. Right now I have a couple of dry shampoo backups. I'm using a couple minis I've gotten from Sephora Plays, and I have some full-size backups, but I really love the Suave Original Dry Shampoo, and I also love the Chlorine Dry Shampoo Original. Those are the best ones that I've tried for soaking up my oil, and this is like twice the price of the Suave. I think the Suave works better than this one, so I will go back to that one. So this line wasn't terrible, but it did not blow me away like I expected it to. My last hair product is pretty random and kind of gross looking. Tangle Teezer Original Hairbrush. I have had this for years, and I decided it was time I needed a new one. Like literally, you can open it up. It is absolutely busted, encrusted, and it still was working, but you know, the bristles are kind of frayed out a bit and I just need a new hairbrush. It was time and I was able to get this on a really good deal. It was 20% off for some reason, and then I used a 20% off coupon on top of that. So this is my favorite hairbrush. I have very, very, very tangly hair. I used to rip out gobs and gobs of hair whenever I tried to comb it out or use a regular brush. This works so well. I do still have some hair come out, but it doesn't feel like I'm ripping gobs of hair out. Something about this works so well with my hair. So if you have really tangly hair, I absolutely recommend this hairbrush, and it lasted me for years. So moving on to skincare products, the first things I have would be 2 full-size pack and 1 travel pack of the Neutrogena makeup remover wipes. My holy grail makeup remover wipes because they remove all of my really long wearing face and eye makeup and they do not burn my eyes. It is really hard for me to find any other wipe that is able to do both of those things. I buy these in a big pack from Costco, and you end up saving a lot of money that way because these can be quite pricey. In the Costco set, you get 4 big packs and 2 travel packs. Holy grail, I don't need to try any other makeup remover wipes. Those are my absolute favorite. And then all the rest of the skincare products were featured in my Rolling Project 10 pan sample edition, so I will have that playlist linked up above for more in-depth thoughts. I decided not to rewatch that video to get a refresher because I think it can give you enough thoughts in these videos, and if you want more information, check those. So then for all of the little skincare minis, I have one sunscreen. This is the Tarte Tarteguard SPF 30. This was fine. It was able to give me some good sunscreen effects. It doesn't have a strong scent to it. It does feel a little greasy on my face. I don't love the way it feels, and this is so expensive. I would never purchase it. My favorite sunscreens would be the ones from Neutrogena and the little blue and white squeeze tubes. I think those work really well on my face. They don't feel heavy and greasy, and they have pretty high SPF. So this is not something I would purchase. I cannot see why a high-end sunscreen would be worth the money, but also I don't have acne-prone skin in the sense that products break me out, and I know sometimes SPF can really clog pores and cause breakouts, but I feel like the Neutrogena one should be pretty safe. But let me know your thoughts on facial sunscreens, but no, I would not repurchase. I have a makeup removing product. This is the Too Faced Mascara Melt Off Cleansing Oil Waterproof Mascara Dissolver. So basically in this tube you have a makeup removing liquid and you apply it on your lashes with this little mascara-ish applicator. This does actually a really nice job of getting in between your lashes. I will try to go from the bottom a couple coats and then go from the top a couple coats, and then I will use my makeup remover wipe to wipe off the rest of it. My makeup remover wipe gets off my mascara just fine, but I do think that this works. Also, I don't use waterproof mascara, so I wasn't able to test this against waterproof mascaras, but I don't think this is something I need. However, I think it totally works and it is a good product, and I'm actually using another sample right now and really enjoying it. Then I have one cleanser. This is the First Aid Beauty Skin Rescue Deep Cleanser with red clay that is supposed to remove excess oils, unclog pores, and purify. This was an older sample, so I'm not sure if it performed as well as it would if it was a fresh product, but it felt just like a jelly on my skin. It didn't make my skin feel extra fresh or clean or seem to make me more mattified or really see any difference in my pores. So while this was a fine product, I didn't see any difference or feel any difference in my skin, so it's not something I would repurchase. Then I have a couple serums. This is the Bare Minerals Skin Longevity Vital Power Infusion. This is a really nice lightweight serum. It did sink into the skin nicely, give me some good hydration. I didn't really notice anything crazy from this, but it is hard to tell with serums and deluxe sizes whether it's actually doing anything for your skin. I think serums are something you have to use more long term. So I do have another sample of this I'll be happy to try out, but from what I've seen so far, it's not something that I would purchase. Then I have the Origins Plantscription Anti-Aging Power Serum. This one, I really like the scent. It felt very cooling and lightweight on my skin. I do prefer the Origins over the Bare Minerals, the way that it feels on my skin, but again, I didn't notice any actual change, so I'd be happy to get another sample, but I wouldn't purchase it. I also used up the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair, and a lot of people love this and swear by it. It's super expensive, Again, it sunk into the skin pretty nicely. It was hydrating, but I did not notice any difference in my skin. So that's not something I would purchase either. Then I've got a couple moisturizers. The first is the Glam Glow Volcasmic Matte Glow Moisturizer. This is more of a solid moisturizer. It smells a little bit like creamsicle, which I thought I would hate, but it didn't really bother me. And it is more of a solid, but when you rub your finger in it, it starts to get a lot creamier. And I love the way this felt on my skin. It was really hydrating, but not so hydrating that would make me feel oily. I didn't have any trouble putting mattifying primers or matte makeup on top of this, and it blended into my skin really nicely. So this is something that I might actually purchase in the full size because I really enjoyed the way it felt on my skin. Then I have two nighttime moisturizers, both from Clinique. This is the Moisture Surge Extended Thirst Relief, and this is the Moisture Surge 42-Hour Auto Replenishing Hydrator. There's so many products in the Moisture Surge line. These are both very similar in the fact that it was very hydrating on my skin. I love using both of these at night when I want a little bit more hydration. They felt very similarly, but I really like the original Moisture Surge better because it is a gel consistency. I felt like the Clinique was a little slightly tacky on my skin, and this one was not. It just sunk in completely. So if I had to choose one over the other, it would be the Moisture Surge Extended Thirst Relief, but I was pretty impressed with both of them. And Clinique is pretty affordably priced for high-end skincare, and they always have free gifts with purchase at different counters and whatnot. Then I have two eye creams. This is actually a really big size. It is the Caudalie Premier Crew, the eye cream. This did nothing for me. It didn't even really hydrate or feel very moisturizing under my eyes. It was like a basic cream that did nothing. And my favorite eye creams that I've tried would be the Origins Ginseng Eye Cream and the Caudalie Resveratrol Lift Eye Lifting Balm. I love that one because it is more of a balmy, slightly gel consistency that I just really prefer in my skincare products. And I would pick that Caudalie eye cream over this one. The other eye cream I finished was a little mini Clinique Pep Start eye cream. This was a really lightweight consistency, but it almost felt a little tacky on my skin, and it wasn't super hydrating or smoothing, and it just didn't do anything for me. And I prefer those other two eye creams I mentioned over this one, so I would not repurchase. So moving on to the makeup products, I have three sponges. One of these I meant to mention last time, totally spaced on it. It is the Jessie's Girl sponge, which I think is only $3 or $4, and then I have the same one from Real Techniques. It's the same shape. This one is either $6 or $7, so you do save quite a bit of money with the Jessie's Girl. The Real Techniques is slightly more bouncy, and the Jessie's Girl is a little bit more firm, but these really perform exactly the same. And this one is a really pretty turquoise color, so I would recommend both of those. They worked really, really well, and I love using these for foundation and loose powder and concealer. And then I have one of the Real Techniques Miracle Mini Eraser Sponges. I love using this to apply loose powder under my eyes. All of these are amazing, have already repurchased. So these makeup empties are actually from the past 4 months instead of 3 months, and that's because I never want to spoil any of the progress that you guys would see in my makeup use up update, because I update that every 2 months. So in my empties, I either show you 2 months of makeup empties or 4 months, and this is one of the 4 months, and I'm feeling really proud of everything that I've been able to finish, and I'm gonna have a really good yearly empties. I can already feel it. So first I have two sprays from Pixi, the Hydrating Milky Mist and the Makeup Fixie Mist. I use the hydrating one as a primer spray, but I think it's supposed to be used as a setting spray, but you can use them interchangeably. And then I use the Fixing Mist as my setting spray. I use these in combination. I really like the Pixi sprays because they have a really great mist on them. You get a lot of product. You guys know I'm not in love with setting sprays. I did not notice any difference in the look, the application, the longevity of my makeup when using these, so they aren't something I would repurchase. Then I have the Lancome Le Base Pro Primer. This is your basic silicone primer, just like the Smashbox Photo Finish, and it's just a little too thin and greasy for me. It didn't do anything, and I would not repurchase it. If I want a basic silicone primer, my favorite is actually the one from The Ordinary. Then I had finished up the Too Faced Peach Perfect Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. I actually really like this one. Now, it doesn't mattify me super well, but it makes my my makeup look better overall, and it's much easier to apply. So I have a ton of primers in my collection right now, but this is something I would actually purchase because I did like the way that it felt on my skin. I also finished the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. This is a very good pore primer, especially if you have normal, combo, or oily skin. If you have more dry skin, the Benefit Professional might be better for you. This used to be Holy Grail, but the Dr. Brandt Pores No More I think works better for me. So even though I do like this one, I will not repurchase it because I prefer the Dr. Brandt. I finished 2 foundations, the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream and 510 Fair. Too dark, a little too pinky neutral toned on me, and it does oxidize. This is a nice medium coverage product. It's decent for oily skin, but I still got pretty oily with this, so I'm happy I used it up, but it's not something I would repurchase. I also finished the Hard Candy Glamouflage Foundation in Porcelain, which you guys know is my holy grail mixer, and I usually go through about 1 a year. I have 3 concealers I used up. The Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer Cream in the Whiteout shade. And I use this as a mixer. It lasted me forever. I definitely got my money's worth. It is a really thick, really pigmented product. However, from here on out, I'm just going to buy the white ColourPop concealer because it is much more affordable. I used up the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer in the Ivory shade. It is too dark for me, but because there's not a shade that works for me, I wouldn't repurchase it. I used up most of the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC15. I really like this as an under eye concealer, but my favorite way to use this is to cover up blemishes. But I'm not going to repurchase this right away. Right now, I'm using the ColourPop No Filter Concealer on my blemishes, and that's working really well. So then I finished up 5 powders, believe it or not. The first is a little mini of the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder, my favorite powder to set my under eyes. It's totally worth the hype, but it is very expensive. I finished the Rimmel #InstaFix in Matte Translucent Powder. I went through it super quickly. It didn't really do much to mattify my skin, and I do prefer the Rimmel Stay Matte for a touch-up, so I would not repurchase it. Then I had the Balm Sexy Mama, which is also a translucent touch-up powder. This one is not translucent though. It actually looked a little dark and peachy on my skin, and whenever I would touch up with this after I got oily, it looked a little cakey and heavy on my skin, so I did not enjoy this powder. I wouldn't repurchase it, and as I said, the Rimmel Stay Matte is so much better for me. I also used up this really big jar of the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. It is a translucent shade. I really liked using this to set my makeup, and I applied it with a damp sponge. NYC is not a brand sold in the United States anymore. I wouldn't go out of my way to repurchase this. My last powder is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin in the shade 10 Porcelain. I love the formula of this because it gives good coverage, it helps keep me matte, but it doesn't look heavy on the skin, so this is something I would definitely repurchase. This was Anastasia Blush. I have it in the Tomato palette. I think you can buy it individually. It's just a shimmery champagne shade. I knew I would never use on my eyes, so I used it up as a highlighter. I used up 1 brow product, the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Blonde. My Holy Grail tinted brow gel. I love that the shade is a little cool toned and it is lighter than my brow hairs, so definitely will repurchase that in the future, but I do have some other backup brow gels that I want to use first. Then I have a couple shadows that I finished up. The first one was this matte cream from the Dose of Colors Baked Browns palette in the shade Tea Light. I do have a whole review on the Dose of Colors eyeshadow palettes. I'll have that linked up here in case you want to hear more of my thoughts. The other eyeshadow I finished up is one of the ColourPop Super Shocks in Just for Fun. It's a metallic finish. Unfortunately, this was limited edition. If they ever brought it back, I would repurchase. This is a really pretty peachy pink shade, but instead of having a golden shimmer, it has more of a silvery champagne shimmer. It's really brightening on the lid, and I absolutely loved wearing that. I finished 3 eyeliners, a mini Stila Stay All Day liquid waterproof liner. This is a felt tip applicator. I prefer brush tip and they tend to last longer, but this was a good product. I wouldn't repurchase because it didn't last long enough. I also used up the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Zulu the Mint and Prance the Periwinkle Blue. Zulu has been discontinued. Prance is still available on the website. I did repurchase Prance. These liners break very easily. They are really dry, which is why they are perfect for the waterline. Not for the upper lash line, it won't work, only in the waterline. They last a really long time and they were very, very pigmented for pastel shades. I finished up 3 mascaras. One of them is a sample size. This is the Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara, the most basic wand ever. It is a natural bristle brush. This did nothing for me. It tinted my lashes black, but that's it. No length, no volume. I don't know why anybody would recommend that. I think it's garbage. The other mascara I used up was a CoverGirl Clump Crusher. This used to be a favorite and I just don't love it anymore. It is a plastic bristle brush, a really dry formula. All it did was comb out my lashes, which I appreciate, but I wouldn't purchase the mascara just for that purpose. Then I finished up the Rimmel Lash Accelerator Mascara. It is a natural bristle brush, a very, very wet formula. This is something where you might want to let it dry out a bit. It gives a lot of length, volume, super black lashes. This is something I would repurchase in the future. I finished up 4 lip balms and 1 colored lip product. The first is the Aquaphor Lip Repair. I had some lip issues at the beginning of the year and I wasn't using anything that had fragrance in it. So this has no fragrance. It is very hydrating and I was able to apply quite a bit of this throughout the day. It wasn't too thick and it was not sticky at all. It was really smooth. So that is something I would repurchase in the future. I used up a lip balm my mom and sister had made me out of essential oils, peppermint and something else. I did not enjoy this because it was a little too thick. And the same with the doTERRA lip balm with peppermint and wild orange. This also is a really thick consistency and I could feel all the little granules when I was applying this to my lips, so I did not enjoy that and would not repurchase. I did finish one of the EOS Smooth Sticks and Sweet Mint. Holy Grail chapstick, not too thick or too thin, and I love the scent, so I have already repurchased that. My 1 colored lip product is a huge accomplishment. I used up the MAC Sheen Supreme Lipstick in Asian Flower, the most gorgeous lavender shade. It's like a Revlon lip butter, except better. It is really hydrating. It has a beautiful shine to it, which makes your lips look fuller, a little bit of a thicker consistency, so it lasts on my lips for a while. Unfortunately, this entire line has been discontinued. Otherwise, I would absolutely repurchase it because I love the color and the formula. So guys, I'm pretty sure this is going to be my last empties. I want to know your thoughts, but I think it just makes sense to add my extra skin and hair care empties into my rolling project pan monthly updates. I just think that makes more sense. So let me know your thoughts in the poll. I would love to know your thoughts on any of these products, and I would love to know what things you have used up recently. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.